Manchester United have gone ahead to back out of the deal of signing Jude Bellingham to Carrington. And obviously, Caicedo, £70 million has been set as a price for any team that really wants to sign him in the summer. And then Park Jin-sung has come out and really talked about the two exciting English players that are playing for the England national team, and obviously he has mentioned some of the players at Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel, guys. A shocker has been at the World Cup down in Qatar. Morocco has gone ahead to knock out Spain on penalties 3-0. Entire 90 minutes ended 0-0. Extra time 30 minutes 0-0. They went to penalties and Spain couldn't even score a single penalty. And obviously Africa is having its team to the quarterfinal. Last hope of Africa, almost feeling like it was going to be all out, as that guy is called Husalabia went in for an effort that really spiked onto, all kissed onto the front of the goal to find itself out of the goal line, and that was the chance that would have sent Morocco out. But Morocco came in through, took penalties very, 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 very well. Composure, precision was the main ingredient behind the penalties that Morocco took, and took them to what we call the quarterfinals. And now they're waiting to play a team that is going to win between Portugal and a team which goes by Switzerland, a game that is going to start any time from now. So Diego Delo starts for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes is also starting for Portugal. Ronaldo benched, and obviously very many others. Cancelo of Manchester has also been benched. But let's get into the main reason as to why we are here. A story came in from Sky Sports, that is Sky Sports Germany. They went ahead to let us know that United have pulled out of the deal. No. They are telling us that United are out of the race to sign Jude Bellingham. That is Sports Germany. And again, they went ahead to put out an elaborative statement that our colleagues in Germany are reporting that Manchester United are out of the race to sign Jude Bellingham. Now, Jude Bellingham is really a very exciting player. And the number one question should be, do we need Jude Bellingham? Obviously, yes. We need Jude Bellingham. Why do we need Jude Bellingham at Manchester United? I'm just repeating myself because I did a story about Jude Bellingham and I explained why we need Jude Bellingham. When you look at Eriksen, he's 30 years of age and he has gone out to be one of the best players at Manchester United, but you need a player to come in and deputize or really play that role every time Eriksen needs a rest. He's 30 years of age. You can't play him game in, game out, because a team like United always plays in the Champions League. They always play in the Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and very many others, meaning that they get involved in close to 4 tournaments. Now, what if Eriksen gets an injury when you aren't having a player who is of his quality? Because the fact is, we don't have a player who is of the quality of Eriksen. The players we are having that have that quality are still young. Savage and Zidane Ikbo are still young. However much they are 18, 19, almost the same age as Jude Bellingham. But Jude Bellingham came to the scene at the age of 16, playing at Birmingham at a very, very mature level. They sold him to Dortmund. He has been there for 3 years. He has turned out to be one of the most influential players in their team. I really like the way he plays. He's very important, and he has come out to show it even in the World Cup. And United has always been said it will be wanting this player. But why is United pulling out? That's it. Because the fact is, if you tell Erik Ten Hag that you want this kind of player, he'll say, I want him. But Ten Hag will tell you, how much is this player going to cost? Before he went to the World Cup, his price was like at 80, 90 million pounds. With what he has put out of the World Cup, that is Jude Bellingham, it's said that his price is going to be in between 130 million pounds to 150 million pounds. Now, if you are Erik Ten Hag, can you allow such a deal to be sanctioned by the board? You would say no. Why? You are still into the building process. Obviously, you can't allow such a deal to be sanctioned. 130 million pounds, Ten Hag can sign like 3 or 4 players of like 40 million pounds and then brings them at Manchester United and they can do magic. Like you see, Malacia is a player of 15 million euros, but he's doing magic at Manchester United. Look at Lisandro Martinez, 46 million pounds, playing far much better, and is one of the best central defenders in the Premier League. You get? So, Erik ten Hag is a very good manager, calculative, and he ticks his boxes wisely. One will ask me, Rokani, but Ten Hag sanctioned a deal of Casemiro for 70 million pounds and 85 million pounds for Anthony. I'll tell you that at the beginning of the transfer window, if you told Ten Hag that he was going to spend 70 on Casemiro, he wouldn't have accepted. But it was because the board failed to deliver these signings in time. That's why that price accumulated. That's it. They went ahead to keep the tabs on players and they couldn't convince them to come out at Manchester United. The desperacy of the board led to United paying out lots of money for players like Anthony. But for Anthony, I went ahead and told you guys, the viewers of United Matters channel, that at least I kill my eye a little bit for the board on Anthony because Anthony was injured and he started to train for Ajax, I think towards the mid of August. You get? So, but the question would have been raised. Why wouldn't they go in to sign him immediately? The fact is, the player was injured and they needed to see him play to see to it that he's really okay. So, Anthony finally did that deal to Manchester United. But I believe we can't go in for a player at that amount of money because there are other players that are cheaper that can really get us solutions. Like Zubendi, that Ten Hag is looking at from Real Sociedad. There is a player we're going to talk about again, Caicedo. There is Alvaro Martinez playing for Ajax. There is another player that Ten Hag is looking at. I've forgotten his name. I'm trying to forget his name. You can even get Frankie de Jong at a less price. So there is even Gravenberch, who was playing at Ajax and is now at Bayern Munich. He's not getting enough playing time. I believe Ten Hag tells him, please come to Manchester United. I'm going to get you enough playing time. We can get him like at 30 million pounds or 40. So I think the first reason as to why United is pulling out of this deal is because it has been blown out of proportion. 130 million pounds, we can't go out and do what? Cough it out on Jude Bellingham. Secondly, the board itself came out and confirmed to us that United is not going to see itself spend a lot of money as it spent last summer, close to 200 million pounds. That's what United spent in the entire summer on 4 players. So that confirms to you that if I told you to go on and spend, we are going to go back on our usual expenditure between 100 and 120 or 30 million pounds. Meaning that if you are to go in for Jude Bellingham, you'll be signing a single player, and that is something that Ten Hag won't entertain. He believes that he needs another central defender, he needs a right back, he needs another midfielder, he needs a centre forward because Ten Hag wants 3 centre forwards. Even if he brings one in January, he will be wanting another one. He needs another left attacking midfielder who plays off the right attacking side of the midfield, then a goalkeeper. So he needs like 5 other players. So if you are to spend that budget on one player, then he won't be benefiting and achieving his dreams early enough at Manchester United, because he has always told us that at a club like Manchester United, you're supposed to go in and win every game. To me, I believe those are the two points that have made United pull out of the deal of Jude Bellingham. But lastly, I think they don't want to be humiliated as they were in the deal of Darwin Núñez. The most bad thing for we fans who love United is to lose a player to either Man City or Liverpool. United wanted Darwin Núñez, but Liverpool went in and paid 85 million euros and got the player. So United, because they had a limited budget and they couldn't want to spend, they didn't try to do the needful, because the person that was close in their deal was the manager of Ronaldo, that is George Mendes, and United is so much close to this guy. But after being humiliated by Liverpool, they don't want another humiliation, because rumors has it that Liverpool have already started to talk or to carry out discussions with Jude Bellingham, and you've seen him with Jordan Henderson at the English national team, trying to convince him to join Liverpool, because even Man City wants him, Chelsea wants him, and very many other teams really want him. Madrid wants him, PSG want him, close to 5, 6, 7 teams want him. So that has really created a bidding war that United doesn't want to entertain. Jude Bellingham to Manchester United will be like, it won't be even an icing on the cake, but that, how do they call it? Though that there is an element that is on the top of the cake at the topmost, because that's not an icing. An icing is the top of the cake, but there is something else they put on the top of the cake. That is it, because he's not even an icing on the cake according to me. He is a player that should come in when we are really doing things in a better way. And Erik ten Hag knows that if you're bringing Jude Bellingham, you are blocking way for Charlie Savage and Zidane Iqbal. They are players that have proven that they can really make wonders. And we look at Zidane Iqbal, we look at his skill set and the way he really runs the midfield. I believe he has a higher ceiling than Jude Bellingham. The only difference is that Jude Bellingham had better managers at Birmingham and that believed in him and put him on the field of play at the age of 16. Zidane Iqbal was at Manchester United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wouldn't find out a club for him to go on and play the game of football. You get Darren Fletcher wouldn't find out a club for him to go out and play a game of football. That's the only problem. But I believe he's an excellent player for United, but I don't believe that we need him now. We don't need him now. That's it. Because there are some other players that come in and really get the job done better than a player who goes by the names of this guy. Let him go to Liverpool, because for Liverpool, they are having very good players, and he will go on and complement their midfield, because Liverpool needs a midfielder immediately because they are really looking ugly. And Park Jin-sung has also come out and really talked about Jude Bellingham as one of the players that have impressed him a lot at the World Cup. Now, he said it's difficult. If I have to choose, it's probably Jude Bellingham and the other is Marcus Rashford. Both of these players have been great during the group stage. That's what Park Jin-sung said when asked on the English player who impressed him most at the World Cup. Obviously, Jude Bellingham is going to come in very many conversations of very many people, even Rashford for scoring 3 goals in the group stages. So he has gone ahead to prove very many people wrong as far as this game of football is concerned. So, Jude Bellingham, everyone is eyeing him, but eyeing him really comes in with a lot of hefty prices to pay for if you are to go in and really sign him. But he's a very good player. Any team that is going to take Jude Bellingham would have taken itself gold, the next big thing. But I believe a team like United needs to first strengthen itself and really find players that are really going to put them and look like a team, other than getting in individual players that are not going to come out and really play in other positions. £130 million given to Erik ten Hag, distributed evenly. He can get a goalkeeper, he can get a right back, he can get a midfielder, and maybe a centre back. That's it. So let's get into this last story. Caicedo is one of the players that United really wants. Why do they want him? Erik ten Hag saw him torment his team twice. Saw him torment his team at Old Trafford. His first Premier League game, he was beaten by Brighton by 2-1. The midfield was controlled by Caicedo. Brighton became Brighton. United wouldn't go ahead and really do something different. So, Erik ten Hag is an admirer of Caicedo, and United is one of the teams that are really in for him. But a message has been sent out clearly to Manchester United and every team that needs him. Chelsea wants him, Manchester United wants him, and very many other huge teams want Caicedo. At the age of 20 only, he is a maestro into that central defense midfield. He's a beast. He can play as a central defense midfielder. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. That is what Caicedo is all about. And now Manchester United want to buy Moises Caicedo. He would cost 60 to 70 million pounds. That is Alan Nixon, a person or a journalist who really does lots of things for Sofa Beer and very many more. So this player, in the names of Caicedo is wanted by Manchester United. Good player. If you tell me on Jude Bellingham and Caicedo, who do you go for? I'll tell you I'll go for Caicedo. Do you know why? 20 years of age, same age bracket with Jude Bellingham. Everything that Bellingham does, Caicedo does it. And Caicedo is cheaper. You get? Why is Brighton selling him at 60 to 70? First and foremost, they've just sold a left back to Chelsea at £65 million. That's it. Secondly, they've gone ahead to have Moises Caicedo develop and become one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. So, if you sold one of the best left backs in the league at 65, that means a central defensive midfielder should be sold in the same region of money. That's why they're calling in for 60, 70, and for Caicedo to go into that amount of money, it's not alarming. It's not alarming because he is really worth it. He's really worth it. Tchouaméni, a player from the French League One, signed Real Madrid for 80 million euros. That is close to 72 million pounds. Now, if he signed for that amount of money, then why don't Caicedo, who is already playing in the Premier League, play for that, all be paid for that amount of money? And lastly, United have just signed the best CDM in the world, Casemiro, at the age of 30. They coughed 70 million pounds to Real Madrid. Now, why can't they come out and really call 60 to 70 for Caicedo? But I believe if you tell me Caicedo and Jude Bellingham, I obviously go for Caicedo. That's it. I go for Caicedo for his abilities of playing as a CDM and playing as a box-to-box midfielder. Jude Bellingham cannot play as a CDM. He can only play as box-to-box midfielder and a number 8. But Caicedo can play all of the positions in the midfield. He can play as a central attack midfielder. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. He can play as a central defensive midfielder. So imagine a double pivot of Casemiro and Caicedo at Manchester United next season. It will be really very great. The hard work he puts in, his physicality, and obviously has been proven into the Premier League. Even Bellingham, I know he won't have lots of issues to play in the Premier League. Reason being, in the Championship, he played at the age of 16, and at his age, he could match the physicality of players who were not in his age, meaning that physicality isn't the problem of Jude Bellingham. He has been in the in the Championship, second to the Premier League. Almost players that play there play the same intensity and levels. That means that this guy is really one of a kind. So guys, I'm waiting for your thoughts of United out of Bellingham deal. They've backed out. Caicedo, 60 to 70 million pounds. Would you pay for that? And of the two, Bellingham, Caicedo, who would you go in for? Tell me your reactions into the comment section below. And lastly, Park Jin-soo coming out and really hailing Marcus Rashford and Jude Bellingham. Is he really right? Are they your best English players at a team which goes by the names of England in the World Cup? Thank you very much. And I had forgotten something about Ronaldo. Ronaldo is in the bench, but he had a breakout with the manager when he took him off in the game of South Korea, where Portugal was beaten by 2-1. After having that back out, the manager has really put him on the bench, meaning that Ronaldo is frustrated. That's it. And he needs someone to attend to him too, to understand that he is out of the levels he used to be on. He's no longer the Ronaldo he used to be, and obviously he should sit down, relax and float, and put himself in a situation that is going to help him maintain his discipline and retire as one of the best professionals. Right now, no top team has made a bid for him. It's only a team in Saudi Arabia that is willing to give him 200 million euros per year at a club in Saudi Arabia known as Al Nassr. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. Second video of the day. The first video was all about the match preview, United vs Cadiz. Tomorrow we are going to be here bringing you the confirmed starting 11 and obviously the match reaction when that game of football is done. I'm out. See you later. Dalo starting for Portugal. How many minutes played? I think they've played like 10 minutes. Still 0-0. obviously Bruno Fernandes is also into the mix. The winner of Switzerland and Portugal is going to face Morocco, that shocked Spain today.